and Raja Charity Trust in the year 1951. Under this charity trust, Ramco Group running various higher secondary schools, middle schools, primary schools, education schools, polytechnic, and ITI. Sri P.R. Ramasubramania Raja, the former chairman of Ramco Group, established Ramco Institute of Technology with a strong industrial background in the year 2013 and carried forward the mission started by his visionary father. RIT, in its logo, emphasized the motto Vidya Virium, meaning knowledge empowers. RIT continues to grow under the visionary leadership of the present chairman, Sri P.R. Raja. The vision of RIT is to create quality engineers for future needs. RIT is approved by AACT, affiliated by Anna University, accredited by NAAC, CSE, ECE, mechanical departments accredited by NBA, have consistent rating of 4 stars in IIC and Green Campus Award by Government of Tamil Nadu. The institute offers the following undergraduate programs: BA Civil 60 intake, CSE 120 intake, EEE 60 intake, ECE 120 intake, Mechanical 60 intake, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science 120 intake, Information and Technology 60 intake, Computer Science and Business Systems 60 intake. Regarding our faculty members, 129 faculty members and 300 non-teaching members are working in our institution, with 44 PhD holders and 60s are doing in PhD. Our faculty members are gold medalists, university rank holders, guide qualified members, Anna University recognized supervisors, Anna University syllabus committee members, BOS members, IST national executive member, DC member, PhD thesis evaluators, reviewers, reputed journalists. And our faculty members are IEC advanced level ambassadors, JOGO certified trainers, fault-in programming educators, pattern agents, ICCE, certified educators, and our faculty members having the habit of doing 2 mathematics and 2 core online courses under EDX and Coursera. Faculty members completed research sabbaticals in the area of AI and deep learning and certified trainers of CATIA, PLM, Autodesk, AutoCAD, IC semiconductor testing, CLAD, NI LabVIEW, robotic and automation, Microsoft, cloud, etc. Our college have a position of 9th position in Anna University examination. We have 22 university ranks and AAA rank in Career 360, promising band in area ranking, 2A from 12B status from UGC. And our college have Hutch index of 26 with 347 publication, ACI publication. We received 32 lakhs worth rupees of Modrap lab for ECE and mechanical department, 20 lakhs worth of funder project by DST, IEA, IITM, RUTAC, IWS, etc. and rupees 70 lakhs worth from MSME projects. And we have research center recognition from Anna University. And regarding our placement, 97% of placement and few potential companies are TCS, CTS, Tech Mahindra, Ramco Groups, RANE, FL Smith, Amazon, Jogo, Infosys, Infoview, Centizen, Pattern, Data Pattern, Wipro, etc. And we have 12 startups by our RIT students. And our students are doing higher studies in IIT, NIT, Canada, US, England, Australia. And we have industry supported laboratories such as RIT Haritha Lab, Autodesk Center of Excellence, RIT MedSB Lab, Tyco Structure Cabling Lab, A&IOS Lab, Teshal Semiconductor Lab, and RIT Automation Robotics Lab, NI LabVIEW, etc. And our students are doing internship projects from various industries, Gauri House, Xian Logics, MedSpay, Kira Technologies, etc. And regarding infrastructure, we have 3 academic blocks for 46 classrooms with ICT-enabled facilities, 51 laboratories, seminar hall, video conferencing, 2 hostels, powerhouse, security room, sick relieving room, sewage treatment plant, mineral plant, and 12 buses, etc. And we have a totally 1,100 system with a total internet bandwidth of 1 Gbps BSNL and 200 Mbps Airtel, and AI power system, 3 core worth of data center with 24 TB storage space, 80 manageable switches, wireless controllers, and VLAN connectivity. And we have strong IPAC cell for quality improvement in all aspects. The cell meets every 3 months to review the quality policies and other new initiatives. Both external and internal members are involving in this IQAC cell. And RIT has implemented outcome-based assessment methods from 2015 onwards. We are using the direct methods, internal examination, tutorial, assignment, mini project, major project, hands-on experience, model, practical test. And indirect assessment, group discussion, seminar, online quiz, flipped classroom, collaborative learning, root cause analysis, student portfolios, etc. We are using the rubrics for developing, attaining the outcomes, projects, tutorial rubrics, seminar rubrics, and case studies. And we are also getting the feedbacks from alumni, course exit survey, program exit survey, recruiters, employers, student feedback, activities, and training feedback. Apart from regular courses of each semester, students should undergo the following: industrial training, industrial visit, value-added courses, online courses, and employability enhancement courses. And some of the awards by our students are HCL Hackathon IIT Kanpur Cyber Security one award with the rupees of 25,000. Smart India Hackathon award with the rupees of 1 lakh. Bronze medal in robot system integration, India skill organized by India Skill Development, and Prime Minister appreciation with the rupees of 25,000. First prize in Honorable Chief Minister Award for Excellence in E-Governance. First prize in Tech to Farm Event Prevention Aid for Banana Tree Farming conducted by IIT Madras. Student Innovator Award 3 times with the worth rupees of 80,000. One second prize rupees 50,000 for project of intelligent water estimator for agriculture crafts for Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award. One first prize of 40,000 RC race held at NIT Warangal. Second position in online essay competition by AACTA. One first prize in the Open Carrot Championship in the national level, as well as one silver prize in the international level. These are all some of the glimpses regarding our institution, infrastructure, faculties, and students' achievements. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Thank you. Once again, I welcome you.
Thank you, ma'am. We now call upon our principal, Dr. L. Ganeshan, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning to all. On behalf of our management and on my own behalf, I feel very happy to welcome you all for this two-day NAAC-sponsored national level workshop on role of NAAC in enhancing quality in higher education institutions. As we know that India has publicly funded higher education system that is the third largest in the world, next to US and China. In 22-23, the ministry has been allocated rupees 63,449 crore for school education and literacy, and rupees 40,828 crore for higher educational institutions. This is 18.5% increase over the revised expenditure in 21 and 22. This accomplishment may not have been feasible without the efficient operation of the UGC, AICTA, and accreditation bodies like NAAC and the NBA, which advise the government, enforce their standards, and assist in coordination between center and states. Higher educational institutions such as colleges, universities, or other recognized institutions are assessed and accredited by National Assessment and Accreditation Council in order to determine the quality status of the institution in India through a combination of self and external quality evaluation, promotion, and sustenance initiatives. We at RIT expressed our interest and willingness to conduct this workshop through online mode. Based on our request, approval has been accorded to hold this workshop by NAAC. In this happy occasion, we register our sincere thanks to NAAC for sponsoring financial, technical assistance and approval to conduct this workshop. I extend my warm welcome to our beloved chief guest, Dr.Leena Gahane, Deputy Advisor, NAAC Bangalore, and other renowned persons in the field who accepted to share their knowledge in this forum. Dr. Kodiswara Rao, Director, Academics, Kalasalingam Academy of Research and Higher Education. Dr. T. Pumbadi Vijay Kumar, Professor and Head, Department of Food Science and Nutrition, Periyar University. Dr. S.J. Thiruvengadam, Dean, Academic Director, IQAC, Tyagarajar College of Engineering, Madurai. Dr. R. Khurshid Begum, Additional Dean, IQAC, St. Joseph College. Dr. M. Ramakrishna, Dean, IQAC, Ingans Foundation for Science, Technology and Research. and Professor R. Jagannathan, a friend coordinator of IPSC, Ayanadar Janaki Ammal College, Sivakasi. I would like to welcome the Dean of Academics, Administration, IPSC, directors, coordinators, NAAC coordinators, and faculty members of higher educational institutions to participate in this workshop. It is our privilege to have you during these occasions, sirs and madams. I also extend my warm welcome to the gathering. At this juncture, I feel pleasure in welcoming you all once again. Hence, I request all the participants. As of now, 368 registered on roll from various states, including Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, Jammu, Pondicherry, and TN, to make use of this session and take away the benefits to start their own venture in future at their respective institutions. Once again, I wish all the participants with my greetings for the successful conduct of the program. Thank you once again. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. We invite Dr. S. Kannan, Professor and Head of the EEE Department, to detail the schedule of this workshop to the participants.
Very good morning to all. It's my pleasure to brief about the session schedule of this two-day NAAC-sponsored workshop, role of NAAC in enhancing quality in higher educational institutions, today 16th and tomorrow 17th December 2022. Now, respected Dr. Leena Gahane, Deputy Advisor, NAAC, Bangalore, is going to give a chief guest address, and then Madam will give a session about role of NAAC in enhancing quality in higher educational institutions in the light of National Educational Policy 2020. After break, session 2 will start by 11:30 a.m. Dr. Koteswar Rao, Director, Academics, Kalaslingam Academy of Research and Higher Education, Serlibutur, Tamil Nadu, will deliver his session on OBE NAAC perspective. Today's scheduled lunch interval time is between 12:45 p.m. and 2 p.m. Participants are requested to join on time for all sessions. Afternoon session 2 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. Reimagination, assessment and accreditation in higher education in India will be handled by Dr. T. Pungodi Vijaykumar, Professor and Head, Department of Food Science and Nutrition, Periyar University, Salem, Tamil Nadu. Final session of today's session will be handled by Dr. S. Thiruvengadam, Dean, Academic Process Director, IQAC, Tyagarajar College of Engineering, Madurai, Tamil Nadu, on Academic Process and IQAC. Tomorrow, the workshop will start by 10 a.m. Your punctuality is highly appreciable. Morning, first session, 10 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. Dr. R. Khurshid Begum, Additional Dean, IQAC, St. Joseph College, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu, will give a session about internal quality assurance system in higher education institutions. Day 2, session 2, role of IQAC in enhancing quality in higher educational institutions will be handled by Dr. M. Ramakrishna, Dean, IQAC, Vignyan's Foundation for Science and Technology and Research, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, between 11:30 a.m. and 12:45 p.m. After lunch, the session will start by 2:30 p.m. Unlocking institutional best practices by Mr. R. Jagannathan, Coordinator of IQAC, Associate Professor of Mathematics, INRR Janaki Ammal College, Sivakasi, Tamil Nadu. The valedictory function will start by 4 p.m. After report reading, Mr. R. Jagannathan, Coordinator of IQAC, INRR Janaki Ammal College, Sivakasi, will deliver a valedictory address. At the end of valedictory, the participants are requested to give your open feedback for our continual improvement. The workshop coordinator, Dr. P. Suresh Kumar, Associate Professor, Mechanical Department, will propose a vote of thanks at the end of the valedictory. Happy learning. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. We are delighted to have Dr. Leena Gahane, Deputy Advisor, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bangalore, as the chief guest for this program. We request Dr. K. Karthikeyan, Associate Professor of the EEE Department, to take the honor of introducing her to the participants.
Good morning to one and all present here. It is my great privilege to introduce our respected chief guest, Dr. Leena Gahane, to all the participants. Dr.Leena Gahane is working as a deputy advisor in NAAC, Bangalore, and she is professor of physics with teaching and research experience for more than 22 years at ACET, Nagpur. Earlier, she has held responsibility as Dean Academics. She is PhD supervisor of RTM NU, Nagpur University, and worked as a member of Board of Studies. She is a member of NAAC think tank and is instrumental in design and development of new manuals, applications, state reports, and assessment tool in light of NEP 2020. Her area of interest is superconductivity in reference to physical world as well as human life and nanofluids. She has published many articles in national and international journals. She has worked as national study team member of unique study done on status of women in India in 2019 and has an opportunity to discuss finding of this study with Honorable President of Bharat. She has delivered more than 950 lectures on many national, social, technical issues on academic, social, and organizational platforms and chaired the sessions in national and international conferences and webinars. A top academician, patriot, and well-known personality of national stature. A well-known freelancer, writer, and she has written almost 1,000 articles, poems on many current issue in newspaper, magazines, and on social media in Hindi, Marathi, and English. An electronic media panelist, rising female and social issues on TV channels. And she is a member of many professional bodies and social organizations like Rakstra Sevika Samiti, and she is also a HR trainer for many sectors like KTC, PWD, and Irrigation Department, and many more. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. We now invite our chief guest, Dr. Leena Gahane, to address the participants.
Thank you, madam. I hope I am audible. Yeah. Namaste. A very warm good morning to all. I am very happy that Ramco Institute of Technology has organized 2 days workshop on role of NAAC in enhancing quality in higher education institutions. Honorable Principal of the institution, Professor Ganeshan, the workshop coordinator, Mr. Suresh Kumar, IQC Director, Mr. Shiv Kumar, Kartikeyan, Professor Vijay Lakshmi, Professor Kannan, and all dear participants. We are in a time wherein we need to really look into what an all education we are imparting in our institution through various activities, through various initiatives. Are they really making our students ready to face and foster the global challenges? So I'm very happy to hear from Vijay Lakshmi the overall journey of Ramco Institute of Technology and its achievements. See, all achievements are to be showcased in such programs just because other participants who have joined this particular program to know about how exactly NAAC will enhance the quality initiatives or the quality journey in the institution. In such a situations, achievements of the institution will definitely inspire other institutions also to look forward to take such initiatives and bring laurels to their institution as well. Uh, NAAC, as we are aware of, for past 2 decades, it is encouraging the institution to come forward for accreditation. Let me share with you that it is not mere, judging how is the performance of the institution. Rather, we inspire and encourage the institution through various awareness programs, through various handholding activities, so that it is a journey and it is a journey of yeah, to the quality from NAC side as well as from the institution side. Recently, NAC has launched one more scheme. We call it as a Margadarshan scheme, wherein the institution who has already taken up various cycles of accreditation or accredited with grades A and above. Those institutions are inspired to take a responsibility to mentor the institutions, say either a government institutions or the institutions in a rural area, so that they also initiate as well as come forward for NAAC's assessment and accreditation. So various schemes have been launched. We also sponsor for seminars, as you are aware that this is one of the NAAC sponsored seminar. So such initiatives of NAAC definitely will inspire an institution to promote the quality culture through the interaction, through the experiences of various resource persons over here. When I was listening to Mr. Kannan, it is a well drafted schedule, I should say, that we are starting with what would be the role of NAAC's A&A process and how we will integrate it in a light of NEP, and so also how the various role of say IQAC will build up the quality culture in the institution, or I should say that how to unlock the institutional best practices. uh, in a seventh criteria of NAC, we know that each institution is distinct, and there are various issues which would be addressed through the initiatives of the institution to the society or to the stakeholders around through the various best practices. So I should say that unlocking the institutional best practices will really give us an insight how the various institutions are having a various type of best practices. Then we are in an era wherein the outcome based education has its immense importance. In earlier education system, we were into the era wherein the lecture method was used, and just giving an exam and at getting the degrees was enough. But when we look into the outcome based education, therein the input, the processes are designed in such way that a desired output or outcome would be a possibility. So there will be a session. I think it will really help for the institution, like especially the professional courses like engineering colleges or medical colleges, to look forward if what after completion of the graduation, what sort of skills and what sort of overall development of the students you are expecting. So also we need to really reimagine how would be the NAAC's A&A process when the national education policy gets implemented to its 100%. So the 2 days, I should say, an intellectual treat will definitely enlighten us. It will give us a thought wherein we can also take various initiatives at our own level, and there will be a slow transformation, but in the right direction after attending this 2 days workshop. After some time, I am to speak on my topic. So thank you very much for inviting me as a chief guest to the inaugural session. Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Madam, shall we start the session, madam?
Yes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So shall I
You can-
share my presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can share your presentation.
Okay. I will do it. I hope my presentation is visible. It is full screen. Just respond to me once.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is
Yeah.
visible.
Thank you very much. I am back again as a resource person now for the very first session to say something about a role of a NAC in light of NEP 2020. See, the mandate of this nation is Sakala Jagat ka Mangal Karne, Jana Jana mein hum prema bhare, Vasundhara hai Mata sabki, Vishwa Bandhuta Bhava Bhare, Vishwa Bandhuta Bhava Bhare. As we are aware of, Bharat is going to organize a G20 summit in 2023. And if you see the theme, it is also talking of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and the whole, world is one family. In my 45 minutes lecture, this would be my line of presentation, in which I will talk on the Bharatiya perspective of education and the present scenario. Then I'll take you uh, 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 to the information wherein we need to understand various quality aspects of national education policy, and then the NAAC criteria, how the NAAC criteria is promoting what is expected in national education policy, and then how the institution has to get prepared for implementation of NEP, and so also the forthcoming NAAC assessment and accreditation, and together we will do it. So, first of all, we need to understand the Bharatiya Drishtikon of Shiksha. So in a भारतीय context, education is जो व्यक्ति को व्यक्ति से जोड़ती है. It is nothing but which connects one person to another person. जो व्यक्ति को समाज से जोड़ती है, that means the education should inspire an individual to work with to the society, to work for the society. That means there is a connect between, interaction between a person and the society, or rather we should say that a person is developed to work for the society. And the third and important point is that the society gets connected for the development as well as transformation of the nation. So these are the three aspects of Bharatiya Drishtikon of education. I would like to quote here Swami Vivekananda's quotation: education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs right there undigested all your life. Friends, we are aware of this very fact. There are various principles, fundamentals, basic ideas of various subjects, but students at lower level and even to the graduation level, they are not aware of how this is happening, and what and all are the importance of this basic fundamental principles of various subjects, or I should say of life. We just keep on hammering them with the information, so that information is with the student, and whenever they come out as a graduated student, at time there is a thought coming out as, even after spending 15-20 years of my life, what I have achieved. Is our present education system a life giving education system, wherein those experiences of life which are really important when student passes out has to be yeah, to the focus of education. So education for a human being means that process by which a character is formed, strength of mind is increased, and intellect is sharpened, as a result of which one can stand on one's own feet. So this is what is Swami Vivekananda thinks about the education. One more point I would like to bring to your notice is Bharatiya perspective of education also talks of Sa Vidyaya Vimuktaye. It is a shlok from Vishnu Puran wherein we recite it as Tatkarma Yanna Bandhaya Sai Vidyaya Vimuktaye Aya Saya Param Karma Vidyanya Shilpanai Punyam. Education is a way which liberates human beings from ignorance, bondage, and useless karma. Many a times we find that we skill the students for the profession, but if there is some issue during their performance or during at workplace, they are not really able to solve the problem, isn't it? So mechanically working for the purpose, or working for a cause, would not survive the purpose. So the purpose of education should be to equip the person, to equip an individual with all skills, with all vocation, and so also I should say a vivek, to help acquire a possession of self. It is very important, even after graduation or even after pursuing the higher degrees, people are not really knowing what is the goal of their life. and they keep on diverging from or getting out of focus in their life. Then to liberate from ignorance, to skill to live better life, to help manifest divinity within. So it should inspire to achieve the purpose of life as a meaningful life and not just a successful life. So this is what is the idea of a Bharatiya way of education. And I think in a light of national education policies, all these points, all these indicators of education which had been as a legacy in our Gurukul system are taken forward. And we are very fortunate that we are in an era wherein this transformation in education is going to happen. This picture speaks a lot about present education system. See, we are many people are here from the engineering colleges, and myself also. I am also having an experience working with the engineering college. While being in a profession, it was very rare. It has happened that we have given the attention to the interest of the student. Sometimes with a bondage, or I can say a pressure from the family, the student participate and take admission in the professional courses, but their liking to the life is more towards art or towards the music or something else. But this picture says that if you are in one class, that means your passions, your interest has to be same, and everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is a stupid thing. So the time has come wherein the overburdening of just a believe and memorize, it will have a less emphasis, which is having a very less emphasis on self realization and self experience, has to be taken away from the education. But still, I should say that at least in the professional courses or professional stream, some practical experience, some projects, some field experience is given to the student to get into the knowledge. But if you talk of a mere plain graduation in arts or commerce, it is really it is a point wherein we need to rethink about it. This is a screen wherein you are experiencing that these rectangles, they are actually moving. Friends, we are aware of the optical illusion. Sometimes such optical illusions, they deceive our eye by appearing to be other than it is. This has happened to the whole education scenario in our country. We started imitating the ideas which are taken up by the other institution without understanding our own self. It's not bad. I did not say that it is wrong. You should also listen to the experiences, but those experiences are to be analyzed at our own level, and we as an institution to come forward with some a new module of such designs to get implemented to our institution. Otherwise it will be just like a panchatantra story. We are aware of this particular story wherein a small rabbit, which is a very fearful animal, was sleeping under a tree, and suddenly there were some leaves which has fallen on the rabbit. Since he was in a fast sleep, and since it is a fearful animal, it looked at a sky, and there were some clouds in the sky, and he felt like that a piece of cloud has fallen on him, and he started running across the jungle, saying that, oh, run, run, and save your life. Sky has fallen, and there will be a destruction. Without understanding, without actually going to the site, understanding what is the facts, the whole jungle starts running. But the king of the jungle ask the other animals, why are you running? That time each animal says, they are running, so I am running. but they were not really knowing what has exactly happened. Finally, the lion comes to know that that rabbit has created such a havoc in a jungle, and then finally they came to know that leaves have fallen and nothing serious is about. So people are running. We have created a race of education wherein everybody is running for what they are running, what is the vision and mission statements of their own institution. Sometimes it is a pity thing, friends, that even the vision and mission statement of the institution are being copy pasted from the other institution vision mission. So that is why I just wanted to get you into that. Let us understand who we are, why this institution has started, why we have joined this institution, and what is the vision mission of this institution, where we need to reach. And so don't run with ignorance, rather we need to look around, hear the things, good experiences to be listened to. We have to feel from the bottom of the heart. We need to read on, understand, and we need to be knowledgeable. Then only we can say that in the light of NEP, me as an institution have to take forward these key indicators which are being suggested by the National Education Policy to enhance the quality, which would be accredited by the accreditation agencies like a NAAC or NBA, or in the ranking as an NIRF. So life experience matters on how you look at it. So finally, the perspective plays an important role. Now, let me take you to through the few slides of National Education Policy envisions the following key changes to the current system. So, the NEP 2020 vision is about the whole education should be rooted and in an Indian ethos that contributes directly to the transforming India, that is Bharat. We talk of sustainability into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all, thereby making India a global knowledge superpower. If you look into the ancient knowledge system of Bharat, that time we were Vishwaguru, and people across the world used to come to the legendary institutions like Nalanda and Takshashila, wherein various branches of knowledge were taught through the experiences, and they have taken up the knowledge from this land and spread globally. So it's time, by implementing the national education policy, it is stating that we need to look back to our roots to take an inspiration from it. What is the present context of the knowledge? We need to master in that also, and there has to be a proper integration of the Bharatiya rootedness, which will give a pride to us to be a Bharatiya. And the current information as well as current knowledge, it has to be integrated so that the relevant subjects are there in the syllabus or in the curriculum, wherein the students will really get benefit. So this is what is the vision of National Education Policy 2020. So also the curriculum and pedagogy of our institution must develop a deep sense of respect toward fundamental duties and constitutional values, bonding with one's country, and conscious awareness of one's roles and responsibility in changing world. Friends, if you look into the criteria of NAC, then we talk of extension activities. We talk of the activities wherein, in collaboration with the society, the sub initiative by the institution is being changed. We also talk of how the value based education is given in the institution. So I think in the NAAC's criteria or revised accreditation framework, all these things are inbuilt to instill a deep rooted pride to be an Indian, not only in a thought but in the spirit. Then we need to develop skills, values, and dispositions that support responsible commitment to the human rights, sustainable development, and living and global well-being, thereby reflecting a truly global citizen. So it's a time that not just an Indian citizen, but we need to think of how the global citizenship would be acquired by our student through various, courses or overall academic environment of the institution. Decision delayed in is a progress denied, isn't it? So this particular policy talks of some verticals, and there will be a single overarching umbrella which we call it as a Higher Education Commission of India. Under this particular umbrella there will be the four verticals. One will be standard setting, that is called as a General Education Council. There will be the research funding, a funding agency which we call it as a Higher Education Grant Council. Presently, like a University Grant Council is a funding agency for the various initiatives of the institution it is funding. Similarly, there will be a vertical. Then accreditation, it will be a National Accreditation Council, and there will be a regulatory body called as a National Higher Education Regulatory Council. There will be a regulation which is talked of a light but tight. The light in the sense that there will be a possibility for a student that they can have varied subject of their liking, but there will be a tight regulation as per as the credits and other things are concerned. Institutional restructuring and consolidation, this is very very important. We know that in an geographic area of say 20 kilometers, there are various institutions, and each institution has got a mastery in certain areas. If such mastery programs of a typical institution are available for for a student, so that from the cluster of institutions student is able to acquire the mastery program, then really the student will be benefited in it. So the quality aspect of institutional restructuring is a synergy. It is far better than energy, because the interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations or a substance or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than some of their separate effects. That is what is a synergy. So that is how I was talking of, if a Ramco Institute of Technology and some other say arts and science and a medical institution, or I should say some commerce institution, all these music institution, if they are clustering to each other, then the possibility of the choice to the student, it will be of a great help. So moving towards more holistically multidisciplinary universities and colleges with more HEIs. So it will encourage and open the doors of all possibility for the students to take education as per their choice and liking. So research says that the joy will make an education more meaningful to a stakeholders, and will definitely develop the attitude of learning with the students. So the quality aspect here, it will improve the performance of the student. So we had been finding, I'm a student of physics, but to me it was never possible that with physics I could take some subjects of the music, but now it will be a possibility. So also it talks of the education in Indian languages. Our former president, Professor APJ Abdul Kalam, has favored imparting science education to children in vernacular languages to encourage the creativity and enable easy grasp of subjects. See, we as a professional institution, is it possible for us to translate the science or our papers, textbooks into the regional language, so that the complex what we are finding nowadays, if some rural student is not able to speak in good English, then somewhere his or her confidence gets shaken, and though there is a lot of knowledge with a person, it is not coming forward because of lack of communication. So APJ Kalam, through his own experience of life, as he has said that it is very much important because it will encourage the creativity and enable the easy grasp of the subject. So quality aspect here is creativity is a key to success in a future and primary education. It is every teacher can bring creativity in a children at each level. So teachers should become facilitators for innovativeness. So also there has to be questions from the teacher, a lot of questions from the teachers, and so also the lot of questions, what we call it as a inquisitiveness from the students, so that they become more creative and they are more prone to the knowledge. Then moving towards faculty and institutional autonomy, because autonomy will give the academic freedom, then it will increase the equitable access. The institution who is enjoying the autonomy, they are also accountable. Then institutional autonomy will enhance, and it will propagate the new, what you can say, the courses, so that the students are benefited by that. And so also an autonomous institution will definitely have will bear the social responsibility. So the NEP 2020 talks of an institutional autonomy. It talks of revamping curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and student support. Days are gone wherein there was only the blackboard type of teaching, wherein a 30-40 minutes lecture used to have, and rote method was by which the student used to learn the things. They used to literally draft the things in the papers, and the valuation used to happen. Now there has to be some innovation, some new things to be brought to really look into the learning levels of the student, because the whole focus of the national education policy is learner centric approach. So from the teaching centric approach, now it is learning centric approach. So this is really a challenge to be all teachers, that how we will be delivering the contents and how the assessment of the student will be done, and to what extent we need to support our student, because this is an open knowledge system now, wherein the information is available on the webs, right? So they are exposed to the information, they have a lot of inquisitiveness in them. At such a junction, we as a teacher, I should say that we are the gurus or the mentors more. So let us learn together. Then reaffirming the integrity of faculty and institutional leadership positions. So it talks of fair chance to be given to the faculties who are really deserving to grow to the highest of the capacity. Then establishment of the National Research Foundation. I came to know from Vijay Lakshmi that this institution has got a funding from various funding agencies. So it's good that the research component with the teachers, as well as through the various projects, because students have also won prizes in the hackathon, which has been organized by AICT and other things. So without research, the educational institution cannot be thought of. So there has to be the inquisitiveness. That is why in a Mahabharats, one of the parvas, it is stated that tapo moolam hi sadhanam, research is the root of all quest. So student will be inspired, or the institution will be inspired through a funding called as a National Research Foundation. Outstanding research as a core requisite for outstanding education and development is the focus of this particular foundation, and the various funding agencies will fund uh, through this particular foundation to the institution. That is the thought behind it. I talked of the light but tight regulatory frameworks, which will ensure the integrity, transparency, and resource efficiency of the educational system through various audit, public disclosure, while encouraging innovation and out-of-box ideas through autonomy, good governance, and empowerment. See, if you look into this particular statement, The NAC also talks of academic administrative audit. We talk of the public disclosures to be hosted on the institutional website. We talk of various innovations, awards for innovation. So it is, inbuilt in the accreditation framework. And so also we talk of good governance and autonomy. How is the institution through various best practices is enjoying the autonomy for the transformation. So self introspection, self appraisal and self development is a key to the education, and a national education policy also talks of it. Increased access, equity and inclusion, yes, this is important. It talks of socially deprived class, may it be a girl student or may it be certain category student or economically backward student. See, it is important that लिए साथ सबको शिखर पर चढ़े हम सफलता हमारे कदम चूम लेगी. We are looking for the global, what you can say, we wanted to lead even globally in the sector of economy, isn't it? So we are a growing economy. So participation of each and every individual will help to make Bharat the Vishwaguru, isn't it? Or what you can say, a global superpower. So this will be possible only when the institution promotes and encourages the students around to come forward for and take higher education. So opportunity and support to all, what and all are the schemes the institution has adopted for student support and progression. That is also our fourth criteria we are asking for, all these aspects there. Optimal learning environments and support to the student. We talk of a relevance of the subject, which will build in a confidence to the student to face what and all are the required knowledge. It will give a satisfaction, and this will be possible only when there is a student motivation and proper attention is given to the student. So the complete, what you can say, paradigm shift from just teaching in a class to the learning together to grow will definitely help in this aspect. It talks of academic bank of credits. Friends, when I was student that time, I find that many girl student, they took admission in first year, but due to some family problems or some marriage or something like that, they have to live in between the education. Though they completed the first year, their credits to that particular first year passing was never taken care of earlier. Now, I think for especially for the girl student, this academic bank of credit is going to help a lot, because by some means, if she is discontinuing the education, whatever are her earlier credits, it will be there in the credit bank. And when she comes back to the education, again, she can add on to the credits either to lead to the degree or the diploma or the certificate at various levels. One thing. Second thing, it is now not compulsory that one student has to get the, learn the subjects as well as the courses from one university. Whole arena of education is available, or the institution is available to the student. So student can achieve the credits to various online courses even. All these will lead to what you can say, either a bachelor's degree, or it will be either a degree or the diploma. So this possibility has enhanced lifelong learning. I should say it is an enabler, and it is merging a regular and distance and online and virtual mode education. It is getting integrated. That is a very good thing, because the super specialty I should say the masters now will be able to learn from them through the distance learning as well. So this academic bank of credit, it plays an important role. It talks of national mission of mentoring, internationalization, also promotion of Indian languages, financial support to the student who are really in need. It talks of flexibility. Learners have ability to choose the learning trajectories and programs, and thereby choose their own paths in life according to their talents and interests. That is how we call it as a multidisciplinary, multiple entry, multiple exit type of education, which is more holistic than what we had for past 75 years. We were thinking of education. There were many reforms done in the education, but still this particular horizon of education is really helpful. So here, the learner centric education, then there will be no hard separation between art science, between curricular extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams. So eliminating harmful hierarchies among and silos between the various areas of learning will definitely help us or help the student to have a joy of education. Tell me one thing: we are a teachers, right? And if we have a continuous classes for say 3 or 4 hours, for a day, 3 or 4 hours a class in a same for the same student, one day it may be a joyful, but somehow somewhere we need to have a break, right? And if just a blackboard type of learning, if we start discussing some other, or you can say a bigger aspect rather than just a small topic in a subject, then it becomes really a joyful thing. If we introduce some interactive ways of teaching and learning, it will be more joyful. And if some other subject get introduced in our discourse, then it will be still more joyful. So the point is that instead of making the subjects and learning very monotonous, all those silos and hierarchies are being blurred in national education policy. It talks of creativity and critical thinking, so that it will encourage the logical decision making and innovation. We know that we being a professional institution, our students are we promote them and encourage them to take up various projects, and we find that due to these all things or initiatives, our student really become more creative. And if they are interacting with the other student, then through various forums, then their logical decision making also gets enhanced. So emphasis is given on the conceptual understanding rather than the rote learning, and learning through the exams. So actual examples setting will be there. Ethics and human values, constitutional values, I have already talked of. It talks of a life skills such as a communication, cooperation, teamwork. The national education policy is talking of extensive use of teaching, learning, use of technology in teaching, learning, and language barrier. All these things are I have already quoted in the previous slides. Then recruitment, continuous professional development, and positive working environments and service conditions are to be built up in the institution, so that the student are well set. As soon as they complete their degree, they are into the job of their liking. So this is what it talks of curbing of commercialization of education. Now, uh, the whole concept of, if you see the national education policy, and on the another side if you see the NAAC's 7 criteria, then we know that for a living entity in this world there are the 5 basic elements which are very very important. That is the sunlight, wind, soil, water, and space, isn't it? Similarly, for any educational institution to grow as an academic good academic uh, imparting education, educational institution, the 7 criterias of NAAC, that is a curricular aspect, then teaching, learning, and evaluation, research and innovation, then student support and progression, infrastructure and learning resources, governance, good leadership and management, and institutional values and best practices. If we look into all 7 criterias, down the line, various key indicators, the various metrics, that is a qualitative metrics as well as quantitative metrics, then we will come to know that the I should say that the whole NAC's framework, or whatever, as a document, as a data, as a information, NAC is asking for, underlying are all key aspects what are being quoted by the national education policy. So institutional preparedness for ANA process in light of NEP, if we really need to look into, because you desire something doesn't mean that you are ready for it. Your readiness depends upon how much time and how time you have invested in what you desire. So while preparing for assessment and accreditation, the institution has to look holistically, understand the intent of various metrics. See, there are standard operating procedures for each type of the institution. We have various manuals. There are 14 plus manuals which are hosted on the NAC website. So also there are various guidelines. There are data templates wherein a fashion of inserting a data, or what you can say, storing a data, will be a possible presentable data. It will be possible through the data templates. There are guidelines for how the documentation has to be there through the standard operating procedure. And so also glossary is there to understand the meaning. So once institution looks into all these, then all sort of ignorance, I told you the story now, don't run with ignorance, rather read, understand, and be knowledgeable. So the institution will really understand how applying for NAC can enhance and inculcate the quality culture. Institutionalization of a quality culture will be a possibility. The key component of national education policy is also introduced in a NAC revised accreditation framework, wherein we are asking the institution to give in description in their own words certain aspects how they are promoting the multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary education. Then whether the institution is enrolled for academic bank of credits, if it through the university, it will be a possibility. Then, to what extent the skill programs and National Skill Development Corporation Association to facilitate all these by creating unified platform to manage learner enrollment, skill mapping, and certification. Whether these such skill programs, certificate courses, if are they available in the institution, or they are being promoted in the institution. Then appropriate integration of Indian knowledge system, teaching in Indian language, culture, using online courses. I came to know few minutes back that this particular institution, they have also created some online courses for the student to take up such subjects. So all these activities which are there in the institution, how they are promoted through various aspects by the institution. Then focus on outcome-based education, whether there are COs, POs, then PSOs, and how there is mapping happening and how the outcomes are being calculated, to what extent institution is promoting distance or online education. So all these aspects, they are there inbuilt in the structure. We are trying to reform the things to be more focused to get into the national education policy. Let me tell you that we have launched with a new manual in June 2022, and this manual is a rationalized simplified manual, and the number of metrics here, they are drastically reduced to 56. So also NAC has disclosed the benchmark. The purpose of disclosing benchmark is the institution should know what goal and where they need to really reach in that particular cycle of assessment and accreditation. So when institution applies for assessment and accreditation, there are personal accomplishments really we feel enlightened because we are able to look our own self study report, we are preparing it, and when we prepare it we really get into all those activities, and it enlighten us. Then through the various activities there is a constructive public engagement and productive contribution to the society, and that is why we say that come for NAC. Then definitely the institution, when it comes get into the second cycle of assessment accreditation, the change or the transformation you can yourself experience of it. Friends, this is a time to hard work and sincere efforts for the quality education. It is an opportunity in light of NEP to grow. See if you could grab it at a right time. Choice is yours. Otherwise, this window of opportunity, it will get closed, and then we will say that, "Ki, oh, we missed the bus." I love this particular statement or quote of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I'm a big fan of him. Success is when your signature changes to autograph. Institution has to grow like an autograph. भारत की स्वतंत्रता के अमृत महोत्सव की आपको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. वंदे भारत मातरम. Thank you very much for patient listening. And I should say that we should together look into all these aspects as an educational institution, as a teacher, because Chanakya says, शिक्षक कभी साधारण नहीं होता, निर्माण और प्रलय उसकी गोद में पलते हैं. So we are very, privileged, I should say, because Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan says ki teacher should be the best brains of the nation, because on their shoulder is the future of the nation. So we are very privileged that we are in this profession, and definitely through various aspects, various initiatives of a NAC, and at your own level, we will share the knowledge, and sharing knowledge will make us more knowledgeable. It will get converted into wisdom, and definitely we take forward the clarion call of this nation of Honorable Prime Minister to make Bharat the Vishwaguru. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful session. Dear participants, if you have any questions, you can post it in the chat box so that I can ask the questions to ma'am.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Please
Hello.
go ahead. Yeah, I am able
madam,
to listen.
I want
So-
one more question, madam. Actually, which one is the best for NAC or NBA for higher education institutions?
If you are asking a person to NAC deputy advisor, I will say NAC.
Okay, okay, madam.
It is up to the institution whether they wanted to go for NBA or for a NAC. See, there is a difference. Like NBA accredits only the departmental accreditation is done by NBA. However, NAC goes for institutional accreditation. So institutions really need to think on whether the departments in the institution are performing the way they are expected by AICT, then they can go for NBA. And if the overall performance of the institution to be judged, then it's better that you should go for NAC.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Madam, there is a question from Dr. D. Mahesh Babu. From Tadepalli Madhavi. His NAC is merging with NBA soon.
No, I have not heard you, sir. Please, can you repeat?
The question is that whether the NBA and NAC is going to be merged soon.
And sir, let us wait for a future to come. Let the curtain get raised. Then we will come to know. But as of now, as per the national education policy, there will be only one accreditation body, that is a National Accreditation Council. So let us see how it will get reformed. We are also looking forward for it. how the new NAC will form.
Sumit Singh, you can
I'm not a Jyotishi. Let us wait the Ministry of Education to come out with how it will be.
Okay. Sumit Singh, you can unmute and you can ask your question.
Sumit, do you want to say something? Please unmute and you can talk.
Ma'am, only one question is there.
Yeah.
The vision which ma'am presented regarding the educational system of India. Okay. So only one question is there. I have saw many of the institutions which are not having NAAC or NBA accreditation. Okay. And because of which the efforts which are taken by state government or the central government, I can see that the 10 or 20% efforts have been implemented the root level or the till the leaf of the educational system. Educational which are not been accredited or not following those guidelines. Because of them, I think the efforts which are taken by these respected body, because of which I think education or the point of view of students towards the Indian education system has been what we can say, not at level as compared to foreign. In order to improve that, don't you think can NBA accreditation compulsory for all the educational institutes in India?
See, coming for accreditation is evaluating our own performance. Okay. Some of the states, they have made mandatory the accreditation. But as far as NAAC is concerned with, we say that it is an voluntary, process. It is a institution should volunteer for assessment and accreditation. What you said is right, because many institutions, they are not following the norms, they are not following the regulations, still they are running the educational institution, right? But as of now, I think the UGC in 2013, they have come out with the notification that accreditation is compulsory for all the institutions now. NAAC is also promoting for accreditation through the handholding as well as awareness programs. We are also collaborating with state quality assurance sales, higher education department of state, so that a blueprint, or you can say a proper flow chart will be made to bring in all institutions to come forward for assessment and accreditation. But let me tell you, sir, Sumiji, it will not be only the responsibility of the government, state government or central government bodies or any regulatory authorities. Rather, let us share the responsibility jointly. We know that there are many institutions around who really needs an help. What we find through our experience at NAAC, that institutions are fearing just because they don't know how to document the things. They have their own activities. They have many things done in the institution, but they don't know how to present the things when they go for NAAC's assessment accreditation. We being an educational institution, as an education social responsibility, let us help all these institutions so that they get ready for accreditation. You can apply to the NAAC to be a mentor, wherein a very small grant we are giving, but we find that the institution are coming forward, and they are ambassadors of NAAC to promote the quality culture. So slowly the things will roll around, because there is now a complete transformation of an education from, we used to say that if this is a particular branch you've been offering, then these are the product. Now we are saying that we are creating the human beings or global citizens. So that attitudinal shift is there. So I think in coming few years, definitely there will be a great transformation.
Madam, another question, madam. It is from
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
V. Sivakumar. As per the draft of the NEP 2020, the undergraduate degree will be of either 3 or 4 year duration. with multiple entry and exit options within this period with appropriate certification.
Right.
In this case, our higher educational institute can maintain their faculty-student ratio. Can you kindly share your opinion in this regard?
Yeah, that is what, no, as of now we used to say that this is my class. Okay. So it's a time to master over the subject. It will not be just a class what you teach physically in the classroom, or rather it will be some of the student joining your class online. So there will be a possible those who really educational institution which are really worth of imparting the education, good quality education, they will survive in this case. And I think the structure of that student teacher ratio what you are saying, there will also be some reforms or some transformation possible. I think in that case, those students joining the online classes will be your student, and that is how it will try to. And we are also talking of cluster of institutions, no? So how many institutions are with you? What and all are their electives, subject choices? Accordingly, I think uh, the uh, the things will come out. Implementation part will decide how this particular things things will be implemented, or how it will come up.
There is another question from
Because this is entire new process we are trying to evolve with. So there will be definitely a challenges, but there will be also an opportunity. You can have a student from Delhi if you are there in the Bangalore or somewhere in a Chennai. So possibilities are there, and that is how that NPTEL courses, they have gone very, they have acquired a very good repute, because all masters now they are able to teach us. So I think that sort of online education, uh, or wherever you are able to reach out to the master, that will be a possibility. ये जो छोटा छोटा बात था ना, इसमें टीचर स्टूडेंट रेशियो, या फिर हमारी क्लास में इतनी एडमिशन्स हमारी होनी चाहिए, दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग, it will have a new perspective. Yes, Shiv Kumar.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. And another question from Mr. R. Arun Kumar.
Hmm.
An institution is accredited with NAAC as an affiliated institute. Meanwhile, going for Cycle 2 assessment, if the institute has become autonomous, which assessment highlights need to be followed?
A good question, Arunji. Thank you for asking this, because many people may have this question. See, in a first cycle, it was an affiliated college, and after that, they got an autonomous status. Okay, so such institution, they are called as a transitional autonomy. They are in transitional autonomy. So the institution has to complete uh, either the 2 batches of passing as an autonomous college, or 6 years of existence. Till that particular grade of first cycle, it will get extended. For an example, immediately after completing the cycle 1 and second year, you got an autonomous status. So in the autonomous status, the institution has to complete 2 batches of graduation passing, or 6 years of existence, whatever is earlier. After that, the institution will has to apply, and it will be in as coming under the autonomous manual. Till that point, their previous validity, it will get extended.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Huh?
Now, another question from Dr. S. Himal. Is the NAAC grades will be revised with the NEP 2020 in the near future, or only just award accreditation like it?
No, we are looking into it. It's not final, but yes, as stated by National Education Policy, binary accreditation may come. Matlab, we are not sure that it will come like that, because we are also in transition now. But yes, as stated by NEP, binary accreditation may come for the institution, and there may be a graded accreditation for some programs like what NBA does. So let us see. You are asking me a questions which really I'm not able to answer as of now, because we are also in reforms now. We are also waiting for how it will evolve. So slowly the things will get disclosed. As you are aware that anything NAC does, we host it on the website, we go for the feedback, we go for the consultation. So that will happen slowly, you will come to know about it.
Okay, thank you. Another question from Dr. S. Selva Kumar.
Huh.
Ma'am, can you please explain about the NAAC grades and the score points?
Yeah, I think it is very much clear in the manual, sir.
Okay.
And if you wanted to get into this, how the CGPA and other things are done, just give me a 1 minute. If I have something with me of conversion of scores, and on the, hey, just a minute, let me check with it. I can show you that slide then. Mm. The remaining, what would be the grade with what CGPA, that is there on the website. You can look into the manual. Just a minute. I will just share you one thing. Could you see this slide? Yes, kindly respond.
Yes, ma'am, it is coming.
How response converts into score, that I shall just tell you that. As you are aware of, there is a Likert type of scale, and the benchmarks are from 0 to 4. Okay. The score is calculated by applying a formula. For an example, for one of the metrics, the maximum weightage is 20. Okay. As per the response from the institution, if it gets mapped to the 3 value, then the score will get converted into 3 into 20 as 60. If the response is, for an example, there are 50 teachers in the institution, all are PhD, for an example. So we have a metric wherein we are asking how many teachers has acquired PhD in last 5 years. The value of this institution is 100%. Okay. For an example, for that 100% response, it will get mapped up to 4. So the value, it will get converted into 4 into 20 as 80, and 80 would be the final score. So this is how the scores, they will get calculated. They will add up, and by a divisible factor, they will be converted into finally a CGPA. So this is how usually the scores get converted.
Thank you.
The remaining things of the CGPA and to a score, it is available in the manual. You wish me to show that also? You
Yes,
can
ma'am.
look into the manual.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Grades are given.
Thank you.
And
Uh,
so also, what I suggest is, any institution which is accredited, their score sheets are also available. So those score sheet you can see and look into how those calculations are being done for various criterias and metrics. Demonstration is also given there in the manual.
okay, ma'am. Thank you. Participants, if there is any questions.
Yeah, there is one question and very important, when all HEIs will follow NEP 2020, because some states are protesting against the same. Your perspective, please. See, this is a national transformation, national education policy we talk of. It is a point of national transformation. If we are protesting for our good, then I should say it's not good. So that is how the awareness about NEP, what has happened as of now, no, I have become just an institution for the sake of me as a, and sometimes it has also commercialized the education, right? But national education policy talks of, making student education available to all. It has to have all that standards wherein the person will acquire all sort of skills. So protesting and opposing these things will not help us. Rather, we as a teacher, we as a educated people, we as a transformer, we should promote and create awareness about why they are protesting, what is the problem. Are they fearing that there will be a teacher's problem or students problem, rightly pointed out by one of the participants. So see, through the discussion, we can come out with the common consensus. Better understanding is possible. This is one way I have delivered this particular content, but there are various other aspects also So jointly we need to discuss and come out with what exactly NEP wants from us. There will be, of course, a state flavor too, because each state has its own identity, its own uniqueness. So that will be that may be added by each of the state. But opposing the things for good, I think it should not be like that.
Thank you, ma'am. There is
It is
another.
it's talking of mock test.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, see, we have launched. I forgot to tell you that we have launched with the SSR mock. Because what has happened now, when earlier when institution were coming into any process, after acceptance of IIQ only their SSR used to open. So they were not knowing and they were not able to handle with how they will upload the data template information as well as other documents. So SSR mock will now help the institution how exactly the portal look like and how to proceed with the various criterias and metrics, how to save, where to upload. So all these things, if they practice, it will be good for the institution. So we are trying to make the things very friendly. We had been user friendly, but still we have created the manuals in Hindi language now. Almost 7 manuals are translated in Hindi. So we are trying to reach out and make the stakeholders comfortable with the portal also. So it will help you out. You try for this mock SSR.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
It stated that manual doesn't has an explanation for it. No, no, it we have launched it as an application. You can practice on it, no problem.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything else?
I think no more questions are there in the chat box, ma'am.
Yeah, Mangesh, you raised hand. Kindly go ahead. I think no questions are
No
there.
questions, I think. Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session for more than 1 hour. You have explained all the aspects of NDP, and you started with a small story, and you enlightened us with don't run with ignorance, and you went on explaining all the aspects of NDP 2020, like the quality aspects people explained. And you shared your personal experience also, like you have gone through physics stream and you were interested in doing music, but you could not do it in the formal education. So NEP, how it makes possible for us, that also you explained. Then you quoted that joyful learning will make the education meaningful. So that quote I like very much. Then you explained all the aspects like creativity, autonomy to the institutions, integrity, and learner-centric approach, National Research Foundation, then self-introspection, self-appraisal. So almost all the aspects of NEP you have explained. And you have explained about NAAC framework, how this NEP has fit into it, and all the aspects of the NAAC framework you explained. And finally, you ended up with the former President APJ Abdul Kalam quote, our signature has to change to the autograph when we succeed. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shiv Kumar. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Thank
give
you.
me permission to exit.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, dear participants. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
ma'am.
Namaste.
Thank you. The Participants, the feedback link will be available only for 15 minutes. Please fill the feedback form